Here are the latest numbers from the state. Another 857 new coronavirus cases and 15 more deaths. More than 83,000 people have now tested positive statewide. Milwaukee County has now passed the 25,000 mark. And breaking news, there are now so many coronavirus cases at UW-Madison. The Dane County executive is asking the school to consider removing undergraduates from the dorms and sending them home for the rest of the semester. UW has had 1,070 positive cases, 26 employees, and the rest students. The Dane County executive also recommended other changes, including more testing capacity on the UW campus and establishing more quarantine facilities. In Waukesha, Carroll University suspended 3 students for the rest of the semester after they hosted a party at their off-campus house. 12 News' Nick Bohr joins us now. And Nick, the students say they're being unfairly singled out.
Right, Patrick, as you said, the party was off campus, and the 3 also say this was 2 days before classes were even in session here at Carroll. But the university says they want their COVID-19 regulations to be taken seriously and that the 3 should have known that having a party was a bad idea. This is the photo that altered the college careers of 3 housemates at Carroll University. Was this a big rockin' blowout party?
Not even close, no. We each invited a couple of people, and I guess those people told a couple of people, and it got up to a grand total of 20 people. So, I mean, nothing crazy at all. And we were all outside.
Tanner Hoffman and his 2 housemates say they thought they were being responsible, having a few friends over, mostly keeping their distance in late August, 2 days before classes started.
We weren't completely in the right. I mean, we did obviously have people over, but I do think that the punishment, just the way they're enforcing it, is just completely unfair.
The photo was sent anonymously to the university, and they followed up by suspending the 3 hosts for the entire semester.
I just think it's a little crazy how before school even started, they're already kicking us out.
The university says the rules were clear, and anyone who didn't want to follow them could have taken classes virtually. But the 3 say there was nothing prohibiting off-campus parties until after they were busted, and no one else at the party was disciplined. Are you hoping that this sends a message to other students here at Carroll?
No, I'm just adhering to the guidelines that we put in place. I assume it might send a message to other students that we're just serious about our guidelines and serious about the health and safety of everyone in this community.
And Nick, are the students planning to appeal?
Oh, they tell me that the university has offered them an 80% refund on their tuition. The university did confirm that, but the 3 say they're still hoping that Carroll will have a change of heart and allow them to attend classes this semester.
Nick Bohr reporting live. Nick, thank you. Toya?
In a just-released interview from last March, President Donald Trump said he played down the coronavirus pandemic so Americans wouldn't, quote, panic. Here's reporter Daryl Forges.
New audio recordings of President Donald Trump putting the early days of the coronavirus response into the spotlight. Speaking to journalist Bob Woodward for a book set to be released next week, the president in February appeared to acknowledge the threat of the coronavirus in audio obtained by CNN.
It goes through air, Bob. That's always tougher than the touch. You know, the touch, you don't have to touch things, right? But the air, you just breathe the air, and that's how it's passed. And so that's a very tricky one. That's a very delicate one. It's also more deadly than your strenuous flus.
During that same time in public, the president said the disease was very much under control and cases would disappear. As of Wednesday, the U.S. has over 6.3 million known cases of COVID-19. The president also told Woodward this in March.
Well, I think, Bob, really, to be honest with you,
sure, I want you to.
I wanted to always play it down. I still like playing it down.
Yes,
because I don't want to create a panic.
At a press briefing, White House Press Secretary Kayleigh McEnany defended the president's response to the disease.
This president does what leaders do, good leaders. It's stay calm and resolute at a time when you face an insurmountable challenge.
Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden went right after President Trump.
He knew how dangerous it was. And while this deadly disease ripped through our nation, he failed to do his job on purpose.
In Washington, I'm Daryl Forges.
And reporters asked the president about that interview just a short time ago.
And I was very open, whether it's to Woodward or anybody else. It's just another political hit job. But whether it was Woodward or anybody else, you cannot show a sense of panic, or you're going to have bigger problems than you ever had before.
Now turning to Weather Watch 12, I'm here along Milwaukee's lakefront where it has been rainy and raw all day. Over my left shoulder, you see downtown area just kind of getting in the fog there. But we do have some video from along the lakefront. The waves were just smashing against the shoreline there when we got here earlier today. And Mark, I'm sure Joyce is smiling just a bit because she has had the short straw when it comes to weather. But we're out here and we're surviving.
That's good, Toya. That's the proper attitude. Nice smile, even in the midst of what's not very pretty weather. There's no way around it. It's ugly outside. Live look at the domes there in the background. Kind of see those through the little bit of haze, mist, and fog. 56 degrees right now. Domes are always a nice place to go on a day like today. It'll be nice for the rest of the week as well because you'll want to find somewhere indoors. Rain showers continue. Most of this is just mist, but it's not very comfortable out there. High temperatures were only in the 50s today. You can see still those rain showers in the forecast as we head throughout the night. How long this rain sticks around, when we'll see the sun again, coming up in Weather Watch 12.
The new Marquette University Law School poll shows a tightening race for president in Wisconsin. Among likely voters, 43% said they would vote for President Trump, while 47% backed Democratic nominee Joe Biden. The poll included Libertarian candidate Joe Jorgensen for the first time, who got 4%. Now, last month, the poll showed 44% for Trump, 49% for Biden. The poll is the first since the police shooting of Jacob Blake and the violence and unrest in Kenosha that followed. Kent Wainscott is live at Marquette tonight, taking a look at how those events are affecting Wisconsin voters. Kent?
Yeah, Joyce, the events in Kenosha, of course, shocked many people in Wisconsin and all across the country. But there are some surprising numbers in this new poll about the impact that those events may have had on Wisconsin voters. Jacob Blake shot in the back by a Kenosha police officer. Shortly after, violence erupted in the streets of Kenosha. Protests also played out in the days that followed, all fresh on the minds of those who responded to the new Marquette poll, but having little impact on their view of what was happening around them. Are these the kind of events that you would have expected to see a shift in the numbers?
I think under normal circumstances, you would say certainly yes.
But that shift didn't happen. 47% of registered voters said they approve of the protests against police shootings. 48% disapprove, virtually unchanged from the 48-48 approval-disapproval split before the events in Kenosha. Meanwhile, one area where there was a slight shift in numbers was in President Trump's handling of protests. 36% said they approved of his handling and 54% disapprove. That's a 4% improvement for the president, whose visit to Kenosha occurred while the poll was being conducted. Joe Biden's visit came as the survey was wrapping up. And Franklin says the bump in the president's numbers came almost entirely from Republican voters who already support him.
The president's visit spoke to his base supporters, those who are already behind him, and it did boost their positive views of his response to protests.
Kent, I'm curious, what about the voters' opinion of police? Did the Kenosha events have any impact on that?
You know, Joyce, maybe a small impact. Support for police across Wisconsin is down slightly in this poll, but it remains strong all across the state. In the last poll 1 month ago, law enforcement had a 76% approval number. That is down to 73% in this poll.
Kent Wainscott reporting live from Milwaukee. Governor Tony Evers says he would not change the state's interaction with the federal government during that unrest in Kenosha.
I have no regrets because the only thing I said no to was Homeland Security, and I knew that would be not work out in Kenosha because of what I saw in Portland.
The governor, speaking to the Milwaukee Press Club, said the state fulfilled every security request from local government in Kenosha County. He also described his phone conversation with President Trump.
I talked to him for 5 minutes or less. He made the pitch about, we have to get the National Guard on the ground. I said, they already are. We've met every request. And he talked about how important it was in Minnesota having the National Guard. I said, yes, we already have the National Guard in place. And that was the end of the conversation.
The Milwaukee police officer charged in a chokehold death will get his pension even though he quit the force. Michael Mattioli resigned from MPD yesterday, the same day he pleaded not guilty in the death of Joel Acevedo. Acevedo died days after a confrontation inside Mattioli's home last spring. Mattioli still qualifies for his pension despite his resignation because he served the city for more than 10 years. West Bend police arrested a 16-year-old boy they say posted a school bomb threat on Snapchat last night. Police say the student had written, quote, "Don't come to school tomorrow," with a bomb emoji. Investigators say the teen denied planting any explosives and they did not find any in the building.
A lot of off-season questions for Milwaukee now.
Well, I mean, they're innumerable.
Bucks bubble bust. What's next for Milwaukee after the Miami Heat popped their NBA championship dreams? It's hard to say if the outcome would have been different if the Bucks had played their playoff games here at Fiserv Forum. But Bucks president Peter Feigin told 12 News he's optimistic about next season and Giannis's future in Milwaukee.
I think the bubble was tough for us to kind of play in throughout the time. I think it's hard to gauge, what really it was. But we're an organization that's very close. We're all motivated to performance. We're all motivated together. We'll support each other, in the short term, and we will be a championship caliber team going into next season.
Anything you can tell us about the future of Giannis in Milwaukee?
No, Giannis is a big part of our team. Giannis loves Milwaukee. I think the next day or two we'll spend kind of hopefully not reminiscing that much, but really looking forward.
The Bucks will have a lot of questions to answer in the offseason, including whether Giannis will sign a supermax contract or even possibly leave Milwaukee. Meantime, Toya, up in Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers definitely had some thoughts on how the season ended.
Yeah, and as you know, Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers is a minority owner in the team, and he has been watching very closely for several seasons now. 12 Sports' Stephanie Sutton asked Rodgers about the sudden end to the season.
As a super minority owner and a homer, I would say there's no way that those series go the way they went if we're playing at the Fiserv. It's a different environment, obviously, because of situations. We had to be in the bubble. But I'm really proud of our team. It's an exciting time to be a Bucks fan. We'll be back in the finals, winning a championship soon, I have no doubt.
Now, Rodgers also told Stephanie that he's really liking the state of the franchise and through his support, of course, behind head coach Mike Budenholzer, that is. Well, for the first time since May, we had a high temperature in the 50s. Mark, I almost hate to ask how long this lasts, but you gave me a glimmer of hope earlier in the week.
Yeah, we're going to keep that hope going. I promise our weather is not going to look like this all month. I'm timing a return to sunshine next to Weather Watch 12.
Then a new hotel coming to the Deer District. The reason the Bucks are going ahead with their plans despite the cutback in travel during the pandemic.
Well, the rain that we are seeing in our area really could be transported out west because they need it desperately there. High winds and high heat are fueling more than 60 fires across California, Washington, and Oregon. The fires have scorched millions of acres there. Nearly 14,000 firefighters are on the front lines in California, fighting wind gusts as high as 50 miles per hour. Now, officials are saying they won't be able to get ahead of these fires or get them under control until the weather improves. Joyce?
Thank you, Toya. Coming up new tonight on 12 News at 6, 12 News investigates unemployment nightmares. We've received your calls and emails. The new numbers showing just how bad the backlog has become.
And once you're in college, I do think schools ought to keep the kids in school because force as much as possible.
And 12 News talks one-on-one with Dr. Oz, why he says keeping students on campus is the best scenario if there are coronavirus outbreaks. It's all brand new, so stay right here after World News Tonight with David Muir.
The Fiserv Forum has sat empty for the last several months, but the Milwaukee Bucks continue to fill the space around the arena. 12 News' Hannah Hilliard shows us the new hotel that will go in across the street.
Milwaukee Bucks lose. The best team in the NBA is gone.
Nothing better than following a very challenging night on the court with some great news.
The Milwaukee Bucks organization gave itself just a few hours to lament the end of the season before making a Deer District development announcement Wednesday.
To have a hotel, to have a destination for business travelers, for tourists, for visiting teams, it's just kind of one of those great next steps.
The organization is teaming up with North Central Group out of Madison to bring a Marriott hotel to the neighborhood.
The new hotel will be right across the street from Fiserv Forum here at Bel-Ar Phillips and Juneau. The developers describe it as a luxury and upscale hotel with 230 rooms.
While it will be under the Marriott brand and flag, it will be unlike anything else as far as Marriott's brand goes.
We look forward to making this hotel uniquely Milwaukee and exactly Deer District.
The Bucks organization says this is part of their vision of making the Deer District a place to gather once gathering is allowed again.
That there's an end to this pandemic at some point. We don't know exactly when, but some point. And then people are going to want to be entertained. They're going to want to live, work, and play, and we're the place to do that.
In Milwaukee, Hannah Hilliard, WISN 12 News.
Construction will start in a year. The hotel is expected to open by the beginning of 2023.
Well, I know Toya referenced this earlier. Patrick and Toya are outside tonight. I happen to be inside, and yeah, Toya, I am smiling a little bit.
I know you are.
Mark, you got to give us some good news, though, about better weather ahead.
I am. We've got kind of this little blip. This week is just one of those we just have to get through, and then we'll talk about much nicer things to come. But it is very unpleasant out there. Rainy pretty much every day this whole week. Cloudy skies as well. Next week, we're going to completely flip the script, and we're going to talk about tons and tons of sunshine and really comfortable temperatures. I think every day next week, we're going to be in the 70s. The great stretch of warm weather does come to an end with a high temperature of 58 degrees today. We had 112 days in a row with consecutive highs of 60 degrees plus. Today's high 58. Record of 60 plus is 147 days in a row. That was set back in 2016. Just for kind of a reference point here, last Christmas the high was 57. Today's high was 58 degrees. Onward we go to show what's going on outside. Department of Transportation. I'm watching for things here. Lights are on. Oh, lights are not on. Why? Why, people? Why do you not turn your lights on? I know you think the automatic thing's going to work, but it doesn't sometimes in the middle of the day. Turn the knob to make sure your lights come on. It's the law here. All right, rant is over. Temperatures in the 40s there, everybody else in the 50s. It is a raw and nasty kind of day, still breezy in many spots, and because of that, we still have a lot of wave action along the lakeshore. So through Thursday morning, lakeshore flood advisory, beach hazards. I wouldn't imagine anybody swimming right now, but don't get into Lake Michigan because it will be very, very dangerous. Day after day after day of northeasterly winds. That's not good for the erosion because, of course, the lake levels are so high. It feels like it already, but we're 13 days officially away from the start of fall, and we're talking fall colors. This is the traditional times of when we see the peak colors. Around southern Wisconsin, you really are to the middle to late sections of October. It's much earlier than that, though, if you're heading up to the north. So far, there's a few bits of color here and there. Even a few trees around here are showing some color, but it's going to be a while before we have that And let's get through this rainy stretch and talk about nicer weather to come. And that will be again happening as we head into Sunday. But we still have to make it through this. And it's just every day we just see more of this rain. Now, it's not very heavy. It's just light showers, a little bit steady in our northern counties right now. And then we see this whole area. You're going to get some breaks where it's not raining, but then another batch will come rolling in. At least it's not snow like they've had in Colorado. They'll get a little more of that tonight. This high pressure center is a weak one, so we're going to have to watch it, but it's some hope that we actually would clear skies out for tomorrow. I think I'm going to stay on the pessimistic side. I don't think we see a lot of sun. If we do, it's a total bonus as we head into Saturday. More rain showers moving in. 58, 63, then back up to 70. So we at least start to warm things back up, but rain in the forecast for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Just very light showers Thursday, Friday, and then sunshine returns on Sunday, and then next week looks delightful. So enjoy.
Hope for the weekend. All right, thank you, Mark. The Milwaukee County Zoo's 3 elephants shown together for the first time. The reason zookeepers have kept them behind closed doors for months, and when visitors will be able to see the trio together. Three's company for the elephants at the Milwaukee County Zoo. Brittany, Ruth, and Belle appeared together in front of the cameras for the first time today. Zookeepers have been working since mid-July to integrate Belle with the other 2 elephants. Belle arrived at the zoo in November from South Carolina and pretty much took over.
Belle knows she runs the show. When she gets bored with something and she wants it, she just walks, and the other 2 move away and let her do what